Well, after day one, all three teams remain here at the 2025 GNAC Baseball Championships. As we get a win for MSUB over Central Washington, the Wildcats then top the Nighthawks, and the Nighthawks with a 15-0 win over MSUB. So we are back for day number two, all three teams alive, and it'll be the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets taking on the Wildcats here in game number one. Winner on to face Northwest Nazarene later this afternoon to decide a GNAC champion, and it'll be Brennan Chappell that is tasked with the starts this afternoon for MSUB. Thanks for joining us here at Central Washington Baseball Field as we get going at noon on the button here in Ellensburg, Washington. Chappell facing Marcus Manzardo to get this one going, and Manzardo, the second baseman, quickly into a 1-2 count. Second matchup between these two teams of these GNAC championships. 1-2 pitch misses outside, 2-2. Yesterday it was a 6-3 win for the Jackets, or I should say a 5-4 win for the Jackets over Central Washington, led by the offense of Bodie Wright. Marcus Manzardo starts his day with a single back up the middle. Another base knock for the Central Washington infielder. That's his third hit this tourney. Had a big day yesterday. 3 runs scored and a double, and a couple of walks as well. Here's Baba Varner Jr. Let's take a look at the Central Washington lineup. You just saw Manzardo hit. Varner Jr. at the plate will be playing right field. Brandon Ponce waits on deck. He's a third baseman. Ben Lead cleans up and plays left field as bunt shown. Pulled back, and that'll be a ball. Max Bleddy's in center, Andrew Sharp at first, Brady Hinkle's the catcher, Logan Blank will be the designated hitter, and Justin Birch, the shortstop, finishes off the Wildcats order. They've got Logan Pierce on the mound, 2-4 record, 8.16 ERA this season. Here's a 1-0. Now miss flowing inside, 2 balls and no strikes now on Varner. The defense behind Brennan Chappell, his catcher is Nathan May. Jack Naylor's at first, Bodie Wright at second, Zach Blasak at short, and Parker Bledgy at third. Riker Fortier's in left, Ryan Jeffrey in center, and Caden Kirschenbaum is the right fielder. Here's a sharp bunt down the first base line, picked up by Chappell, and gets it over to first just in time to beat out Varner Jr. But the sacrifice successful as Manzardo moves over to second base. 1 down here in the top of 1. Both teams able to come up with 10 hits yesterday in that 5-4 Jackets win. Bodie Wright finished a triple shy of the cycle. He was 3 for 4 with a couple runs scored and 3 RBI, including a 3-run home run. Here's Brandon Ponce, man at second and 1 down. That one will miss in the dirt. Heading for third and getting there safely is Manzardo. So a sac bunt gets him to second, wild pitch over to third, and just like that, the Wildcats have a man 90 feet from home. Ponce in a 1-0 count. Puts it on the ground towards short. This will be enough for Manzardo to score. Blasak's only play is at first. They get it there, but tack up another RBI for Ponce. Just like that, it's a Central Washington 1-0 lead. 2 outs, and now the base is empty. Ben Lead stepping up. The man on the mound for Montana State Billings, Brennan Chappell, a right-handed throwing junior from Kimberly, Idaho. On the season, 3-3 record and a 5.51 earned run average. He is making his 11th start in as many appearances this year. Through 49 innings, he has struck out 44. Walked just 13 this season. Here's a 1-0 for Lead. Sharply back up the middle. Moving to his left, Blasak has it. Off balance throw. Gets there in time. That'll do it for the top of 1. Run comes in on the leadoff single of Marcus Manzardo. No errors, nobody left on as we go to the bottom of the first. Central Washington 1. Montana State Billings coming up. Bottom of one, 1-0 Central Washington leading Montana State Billings. Marcus Manzardo led off the game with a single back up in the middle. Ends up scoring later on a ground out of Brandon Ponce. So the Wildcats immediately taking a lead. This is the first of two games that will be played here today on the final day of the 2025 GNAC Baseball Championships. 0-1 in for Bodie Wright, grounded to short. Throw over from Birch, not in time. Wright beats it out for the infield base hit. So an E6 on that one for Justin Birch. Here's Zach Blasak, one on and nobody out. Takes it outside for ball number one. Left-handed hitter up against Logan Pierce. 2-4 record, 8.16 earned run average this season for Pierce. One will get in there for a called strike. Evens it counted 1-1. Let's take a look at the MSUB lineup at the plate. We just saw Bodie Wright get aboard on an error by Justin Birch out at short. He'll be playing second base. Blasak, the man at the plate, plays short. Waiting on deck, Jack Naylor, the first baseman. Caden Kirschenbaum in right field. Ryan Jeffrey in center. Riker Fortier hits sixth and plays left. Caden Bertram's the DH. Nathan May will catch. And Parker Bledgy finishing off the order at third base. Sharp grounder foul on the first baseline off the bat of Blasak. 2-2 the count on the Yellow Jacket shortstop. Defensively for Central Washington, the battery mate of Logan Pierce will be Brady Hinkle. Andrew Sharps at first, Marcus Manzardo at second, Justin Birch at short, and Brandon Ponce at third. Ben Leeds in left, Max Bloody in center, and Baba Varner Jr. in right. Here's a grounder out toward short. Takes a weird ricochet off of a rock, it seems, and out into center field. A base hit for Blasak will get Bodie Wright over to third base. Not a lot you can do about that one if you're Justin Birch. Looked to be a tailor-made double play ball and then caromed away from him at the last moment. So Blasak at first, Bodie Wright at third. Here's Jack Naylor. Big opportunity here early for the Jackets to immediately even this game back up. First pitch breaking ball, drives it into center field, and he will do just that. RBI single for Jack Naylor on the first pitch he sees. That brings up Caden Kirschenbaum. So we've gone air, single, single for the Jackets to start their first inning at the plate. And not the start that Logan Pierce was hoping for. Pierce making his ninth start this year. He's come out of the pen 3 times. In a 2-4 record, an 8.16 ERA. Sophomore right-hander out of Maple Valley, Washington. His first pitch in for Caden Kirschenbaum popped up back behind home. Hinkle's going to give it a look, and it's out of play. Logan Pierce pitched against MSUB just a week ago to the day. Through 6 innings, allowed 6 runs on 9 hits, struck out 2. Two on, still nobody out here in the bottom of 1. There's the 0-1 pitch. That one bounces out in front of home. 1 ball and 1 strike. We saw a similar start to the ballgame yesterday when these two faced off in the first game of the GNAC Championships. Central Washington scoring a run in the top of the first. MSUB immediately responded in the bottom of 1 with 2 runs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Kirschenbaum fouls it away. And Kirschenbaum was a big part of that Yellow Jacket offense against the Wildcats yesterday. 3 for 4, couple RBI. 1-2, grounded to third. This one could be trouble. Ponce out to second for one. Manzardo back to first in time. A big double play there for the Wildcat defense. They roll it up 5-4-3. So we go from 2 on, nobody out, to a man at third and 2 down. Here's Ryan Jeffrey with 2 away, 5th batter of the inning. (1-1) our score here in the bottom of the first inning. Jeffrey, the 5th batter of the inning. First pitch, dribbles it foul on the first base side. Both teams able to get their leadoff man across home. Bodie Wright led off this game with an air reach. Came in 2 batters later on the RBI single of Jack Naylor, who just got taken off the base path on that double play. Oh, 1 runs low and outside on Jeffrey. The center fielder with a .326 batting average on the season. There's a 2-1. This is high and outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. So again, the format here today, as we were not able to eliminate a team during round robin play yesterday, everyone going 1-1. The winner of this game will immediately go on to face Northwest Nazarene for the GNAC championship. 3-1 flown into shallow left field. That's caught by Lead, and that'll wrap up the bottom of the first inning. 1 run comes in on 2 hits. There was an error and 1 left on. So we go to the top of the second. 1-1 our score, Central Washington and Montana State Billings here on GNAC TV. (1-1) our score, heading to the top of 2. Montana State Billings responds with a run of their own in the bottom of the first. Bodie Wright scores on the RBI single of Jack Naylor. An error in there for Central Washington's defense as well. Evens this game back up. Max Bloody leads things off for the Wildcats here in the top of 2, facing Brennan Chappell back for his second inning of work. Called strike moves him into an 0-2 count. Looking up and down this Central Washington lineup, you've got 6 of their 9 in the order hitting above 300. That includes Bloody, who's a .342 hitter on the year, making his 33rd start this season. Count 1-2 is the appeal down. They say he did not go on that check swing. Just a single hit for the Wildcats in the first, but it was enough to get a run across. This 1-2, lace back up the middle, ranging to his right. Bodie Wright's there to make the play, and we've got one down.
Number 15, the first baseman, Sharp.
Getting going with our day a little bit later than yesterday. A 10 a.m. start for game number 1 on Thursday, as we had to pack 3 games in, but just needing to get 2 in here today. We have the noon first pitch. This is Andrew Sharp with the bases empty and 1 down. Fouls a couple back, moves into an 0-2 count. Sharp 3 for 9 yesterday in 2 games he played. Scored a run along the way as the Wildcats went 1-1. Losing to MSUB, but then topping Northwest Nazarene for the first time since May 3rd of last year. Chopper back up the middle. Bodie Wright's there to the left side of second base. Throws it over in time for out number 2. Here's Brady Hinkle, 2 outs and nobody on. Fastball down the pipe. He's back behind the dish again for this one. He's caught 2 of these games and DH'd 1 of them for the Wildcats. He's been off to a great start. 4 of 7 yesterday in 2 games. Flies one into center. Therefore, it is Ryan Jeffrey. It's a 1-2-3 top of the second inning. Score remains 1-1. When we come back, it'll be 48 Bertram and May due up for the Wildcats here for the Yellow Jackets, that is, on GNAC TV. Brennan Chappell has a 1-2-3 top of the second inning. It remains a 1-1 ball game. Riker 48 leads things off for MSUB here in the bottom of 2. Both teams able to strike in the first. Bodie Wright scoring for the Jackets, Manzardo for the Wildcats. This one driven deep down the left field line. That's going to drop in for extra bases. 48 cruises into second with a leadoff double. That'll bring up Caden Bertram. Back-to-back innings to start this game. MSUB has their leadoff man aboard. And already 3 hits through the first 6 batters for the Jackets. First pitch, Bertram watches low for ball number 1. That one will catch even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. 48 yesterday against Central Washington, 0 for 3. Reached on a walk. This is a good bounce back for the Yellow Jackets, as in the nightcap yesterday just came up with 2 hits against Northwest Nazarene, and the outstanding pitching of Ernesto Lugo Conchala. 2-1, that'll miss, 3 balls and 1 strike. 48 had one of those hits. Jack Naylor had the other, couple singles against Conchala, who threw a complete game shutout and a 15-0 Nighthawk win. Here's a 3-1. Three-two pitch will miss. Base on balls issued to Caden Bertram.
The catcher, number 12, Nathan May.
So a double and a walk to start the bottom of 2. And a little bit of trouble here early for Logan Pierce. 5 of the first 7 he has seen in this game have reached. Longest we have seen Pierce go this season, 6 1/3. He did it back on April 19th against Denon U. Had bunt laid down foul on the first base side. He has struggled these last few outings. He's allowed 6 or more runs in his last 3 starts. Nathan May awaits the 0-1, shows bunt again, pops it up foul, back behind home, and so he'll have to revert away from that. First we've seen Nathan May in a start. We saw him come in the bottom of the 6th yesterday against Northwest Nazarene, but his first start of the tourney is he's got 2 men aboard and still nobody out here in the bottom of 2. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and a big strikeout for Pierce. His first of the day. We've got 1 down.
Third baseman, number 2, Parker Bledgy.
Here's the third baseman, Parker Bledgy. Bertram at first, 48 at second for the Jackets. Pitch on the way, misses low and outside. These GNAC championships being played on the campus of Central Washington University, but they do have to serve as the away team for all 3 games they've played here, as they are the lowest seed. Breaking ball runs low and away, 2-0. Wildcats looking for their second GNAC championships title. Last won it in 2014. Two-oh pitch fouled back, 2-1. Riker, 48, led off this inning with a double. He's been stuck at second since. Bertram walked right behind him. We just saw May strike out. 1-1 ball game here early on. 2-1. That's up. 3 balls, 1 strike. Look back to second from Pierce to 3-1. Fouled off the hands to load the count. 3-2 fouled away, and the battle continues between Bledgy and Pierce. Parker Bledgy yesterday hitless against Central Washington, 0 for 2, but did score a run. So he got a board on a walk in that ball game. That was the most competitive game we saw yesterday. 3-2. Swing and a tip foul. Going for third on the play is Fortier. Just beats out the throw. So it will be a strikeout at the plate, but then a stolen base in there as well for Fortier. So men on the corners and 2 outs. Just about to strike him out, throw him out, with Fortier's speed just enough to beat out the throw. Back to the top of the order with Bodie Wright. He has 2 aboard. Still a 1-1 ball game. But the Jackets threatening. First pitch, breaking ball. Wright just out in front of it. Drives it foul down the left field line. Two on and 2 outs. Pierce gets Wright to fly it into right field. Playable for Varner. He makes a late break in, is able to find it, makes a catch, and that'll end the bottom of the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on for MSUB. Remains a 1-1 ball game as we head to the third on GNAC TV. MSUB makes a little noise in the bottom of 2, but can't do anything with it. Leadoff double for Riker Fortier and Caden Bertram walking behind him, both stranded aboard. 1-1, the score remains into the top of 3. Logan Blank trying to get something going for the Wildcats. A designated hitter takes his first pitch outside for ball number 1. This is the 8-9-1 in the Central Washington order. That'll miss away as well from Brennan Chappell. 2-0 breaking ball. This catches the outside edge. 2-1 on Blank. This is the second time of 3 games that we are seeing Blank. He DH'd in game number 1 yesterday, went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Been a little bit warmer here today in Ellensburg. We had 55 degrees at game time yesterday for game number 1 of the day. Already 71 here in Central Washington on this Friday afternoon. 3-2 sliced into left field. Fortier, a few steps back. He's there for out number 1. And that's now 7 consecutive retired by Brennan Chappell. The only base runner the Wildcats have had was that leadoff single from Marcus Manzardo. He ended up coming in to score. With one away, it's Justin Birch, last batter, that has not come up for Central. Cutting a miss on the first offering in. Birch, a junior out of Hawaii. Started his collegiate career just down the road at Wenatchee Valley College. He's into an 0-2 count. Chappell's fastball driven foul, third base side. Oh, 2 breaker, cutting a miss. First strikeout today for Brennan Chappell. And he's really settled in nicely. Back to the top of the order with Marcus Manzardo. And this is the only man to pick up a hit against Chappell. Central Washington's baseball team looking for their first GNAC championships title in 11 years. We saw a similar scenario last year when we were here for the basketball championships, as that one grounded out to second base. Bodie Wright puts it away, and it's another 1-2-3 inning. 9 straight retired by Brennan Chappell. He's really settled in. 2.5 in the books. 1-1 our score here on GNAC TV. Brennan Chappell's now retired 9 consecutive. His start turning into an eyebrow raiser. First pitch, Zach Blasak pops it up to short. Just like that, 1 pitch and 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. 1-1 our score. Central Washington and Montana State Billings. Winner of this on to face Northwest Nazarene later this afternoon to decide a GNAC champion. That brings up Jack Naylor. First baseman, 1-for-1, RBI single back in the first. Puts this one back up the middle. Ricochets off of the throwing hand of Pierce. Out to short. Birch gets it over to first. So in the books, it'll go a 1-6-3. And we've got 2 down. And I imagine they're going to come take a look at Pierce. Well, Desi Story takes a step out. Pierce tells him he's all right, and so we'll get back to it. Brings up Caden Kirschenbaum with 2 quick outs and nobody on.
Number 29, Caden Kirschenbaum.
grounded into a double play in the first. He is 0 for 1. Watches one away. 1 ball and no strikes. Lifts one into left center field. Lead back into the gap, called off by Bleddy, who's there to make a catch. And Logan Pierce with a very quick bottom of the 3rd inning sets him down in order. And we've got 3 complete. 1-1 the score remains here on GNAC TV.
Leading off the top of the 4th, number 10, Bubba Varner Jr.
Both pitchers really settling in nicely. Logan Pierce is now retired 6 straight. Brendan Chappell is working on it 9 in a row as Bubba Varner Jr. steps to the plate here in the top of the 4th inning. We got a 1-1 ball game, Central Washington and Montana State Billings. Bubba Varner yet to have an official AB. Sacrifice bunt in the first for him. Here's the 0-1. Cutting a miss as he goes over the top of one. And a fortunate near miss for Logan Pierce in the bottom of the 3rd as there was very sharply hit comebacker that ricocheted off of his throwing hand. And he seems to be okay. Continued the inning. Didn't even have his coach, Desi Stewart, come out to check on him. Varner into a 1-2 count. One laced foul down the left side. Now, Central Washington's baseball team trying to follow a similar storyline from their basketball team just a year ago. That breaking ball drops in for a looking strikeout, 2nd of the day for Chappell. The 2024 GNAC Basketball Championships were here at Nicholson Pavilion just a year ago. Central Washington came in as the 4 seed. They hadn't won a GNAC basketball title in over a decade. The hosts came in, made a run, had the upset victory, taking that championship game over Alaska Anchorage. Now the baseball team trying to do a little something similar here a year later, hosting the GNAC Baseball Championships, coming in as the underdog and looking to capture a title for the first time in 11 years. Big cut and a miss as Brandon Ponce gets out in front of that one. He's into a 1-1 count. One fouled away, ball and 2 strikes. It's been a fairly quiet GNAC championships for the GNAC Player of the Year. He was 3 for 8 yesterday with a run scored and an RBI. But no big flashes of power or anything like that for the conference home run leader. And he cuts through one. That's back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning for Brennan Chappell. He has now struck out 3 of the last 4 coming to the plate.
Number 20, left fielder Ben Lee.
Make it 11 consecutive now, set down by Chappell. Here's Ben Lee, 2 outs and the base is empty. Here's the 0-1. Slider runs away and Lead able to lay off. Evens his count at a ball and a strike. Lead 0 for 1, grounded out to short to end the first. Puts this one on the ground to short again. Backhanded there by Blasak. The long throw over in time. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Brennan Chappell. 12 straight retired by the righty. 1-1 our score. We've got 3.5 in the books. A 1-1 ball game going into the bottom of the 4th, and both of these starting pitchers really impressing in this one. Ryan Jeffrey leads off for the Jackets, facing Logan Pierce. Pierce has retired 6 straight after a 1-2-3 third inning. He's got 3 innings, 1 run on 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, make it 2 strikeouts actually, and 1 walk in there. On the other side for Brennan Chappell, 4 innings of work now. 1 run on 1 hit, no walks, 3 Ks for him. This one flared to left field off the bat of Jeffrey. Lead makes a catch, and we've got a 1 away. Brings up Riker 48. Lead off double for 48 in the second. He's 1 for 1. Stole a bag as well. Got stranded at third. Takes one down the pipe, called strike number 1. That one shoots out the back of the left-handed batter's box. Sliced into right field. Varner makes the play. Almost overran it as he came in, but able to reach up and make the play. 2 down. And now 8 consecutive retired. So we've not seen a base runner either side since the second inning. That brings up Caden Bertram. Bertram a walk in the second. Watches a breaking ball miss low, 1-0. Our umpire and crew for this one, Cody Allenbrand behind the plate, John Campbell's at first, Todd Ellis, the second base umpire, and Steve Hilgendorf at third in this four-man GNAC crew. One for Bertram. High fly ball into left center field. Into the gap is Bloody. He'll call for it. He's got it. And that's 9 straight set down by Logan Pierce. Another 1-2-3 inning here in the fourth. 1-1 the ball game. Bats have gone quiet on both sides. We head to the fifth on GNAC TV. Top of 5, it remains 1-1. Central Washington and Montana State Billings. Logan Pierce, with consecutive 1-2-3 innings, has retired 9 straight going back to the second. Here's Brennan Chappell working on a dozen straight retired. Max Bloody takes a first pitch called strike. Oh, 1 chop foul on the third base side. On top of that, we haven't seen a ball leave the infield for Brennan Chappell in the last 6 batters. Been 3 strikeouts and a couple of groundouts in there. 0-2. That one laced into the Central Washington dugout on the third base line. Bloody 0 for 1, lined out to second base to start the second inning. Another 0-2. And he continues to battle. Cut and a miss. There's strikeout number 4 for Brennan Chappell. All 4 of those strikeouts have come in the last 6 batters he has faced.
Number 15, first baseman Andrew Sharp.
That brings up Andrew Sharp, 1 out and no one on. First pitch fouled away. Well, Brennan Chappell certainly has gotten into some rhythms this year. He's thrown 7 shutout innings before with 6 strikeouts. That was back on March 21st against Western Oregon. Tries to backdoor breaking ball on Sharp. Can't find the edge of the zone. 1-1. And his last time out against Central, he threw 7 innings, allowing just 1 run on 8 Ks. So this is certainly a matchup that he has liked. Called strike 1 and 2. Right now working on 4 1/3 with just 1 run and 1 hit. One, 2, grounded back up the middle, and that's going to end it. 13 consecutive retired for Brennan Chappell, and there's a 1-out single for Andrew Sharp. Just their second base runner of the day. So that's the first man aboard since Marcus Manzardo singled to start this game. Here's Brady Hinkle with 1 on and 1 out. Swings on a first pitch breaking ball, flies it into center. Therefore, it's Ryan Jeffrey for out number 2 of the inning. Logan Blank to the dish. Outfielder out of Bellevue. Attended Newport High School before coming here to Ellensburg. Only seen him DH in these championships. Here's a 1-0. This is just outside, 2 balls and no strikes. A hit so far coming at a premium in this one. That one will drop in. There's 2 hits in the game for the Wildcats, only 3 on the other side for MSUB. The lone extra base hit we've seen in this game, a 48 double in the second for the Jackets. And they're going to say that one hit him. So Blank gets hit by a pitch. Sharp out to second. 2 on now with 2 out. And Justin Birch is the batter.
Shortstop, Justin Birch.
Birch 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Went down swinging in the third. That was his first strikeout. Four Ks now in the game for Brennan Chappell, as he gets another cut and a miss there and tries to get out of a little bit of a jam here in the top of the 5th inning. 1-1 the score remains. Oh, 2, grounded to third. Hop over the top of Bledgy and into left field. Being sent around is Sharp, and it gets past Fortier. Into third on the play is Blank. It's an RBI single for Justin Birch. Tack and error on for Riker Fortier in left field. And the Wildcats back on top, 2-1. Birch ends up at second on the air. He picks up the base hit as well, though, so it's going to go RBI single, E7 advancement. Sharp in to score. And after retiring 13 in a row, it's been 3 of the last 4 that Brennan Chappell has allowed aboard. Back to the top of the order with Marcus Manzardo. Not exactly a spot you want to be in if you were the MSUB defense dealing with 2 on. Manzardo's been very solid in these championships. Duel pitch. That misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes. .3-0 drops in for a strike. It's Birch at second, Blank at third. A run already in the inning. .3-1 breaking ball in there. Called strike and the count now full. Chappell trying to get himself out of a big spot. Payoff pitch. Tip back, falls out of the glove of May. So it remains a 3-2 count. Looks like a ricochet off the wrist of May. See, it was Winson. Another 3-2. Another foul away. Chappell continues to work off speed here against Manzardo. Hasn't thrown him a fastball in a while. Payoff pitch, chopper. Out towards second, moving over is the first baseman, Naylor. Going over to the bag, Chappell. He is there in time. And that'll get the Jackets out of the top of 5. A run does score on 2 hits, an error, and 2 left on. Wildcats back on top. Central Washington leads 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Central Washington jumps back on top. 2-1, Wildcats leading as we head into the bottom of the 5th. Nathan May immediately leads off with a single, as that'll end a run of 9 straight retired by Logan Pierce. Wildcats get their run in the top of the 5th. It was a 1-out single from Andrew Sharp. Scored 3 batters later on the RBI base hit of Justin Birch. Central left 2 runners aboard in that inning as well. Here's Parker Bledgy, who takes one inside. Nathan May at first, the 4th hit of the game for the Jackets. Bledgy watches that one low, 2-0. Kick in the offering, in at the belt, called strike, moves it to 2-1. Bledgy, the Yellow Jackets' third baseman. Seen him every game so far. Playing in his final season of collegiate baseball. Little chopper, first baseline. Barehanded by Pierce. The throw to first. It's going to be in time. That'll get May out to second. And we've got one down here in the bottom of 5. Back to the top of the order. Here's Bodie Wright.
Number 16, second baseman Bodie Wright.
Tying run at second base here for the Jackets. 2-1 the Wildcat lead. Wright 0 for 2 in this one. Air and a run scored. Flares one into right field. Sliding in, Baba Varner. Heck of a catch from the right fielder. That's two gone.
Number 9, shortstop Zach Blazak.
Great defensive play there by Baba Varner Jr. in right field. That tough in between is, you're not going to get there just on a straight run. So he goes to the slide and is able to pull it in. Showing bunts is Blazak, pulls back and it misses for a ball. Bunt laid down third base side. It rolls foul. Well, we got 2 gone here, so Blazak trying to bunt himself aboard and thinks that he can get the jump on Brandon Ponce charging in from third. His count runs 1-1. Let's see if he's got another attempt in him. Ponce at third, running even with the baseline now. 1-1. Here's a chopper right side. This could be trouble. Off to his right. Manzardo can't get there. It's into right field. Runner sent. The throw to the plate not going to be in time. Heading for second himself is Blazak. It's an RBI base hit, and we're back to even. Nathan May scores from second on the second base hit of the game for Zach Blazak. It's 2-2 here in the 5th.
First baseman Jack Naylor.
Here's Jack Naylor. Go ahead run in scoring position for the Jackets. He'll foul away his first offering. So Blazak in this game now. 2 for 3 with an RBI. It's a day after his 14-game hitting streak came to an end. Hard grounder through the left side. Another base hit for Naylor. Blazak going to be sent around. He is going to score. And MSUB back on top. It's consecutive 2-out singles for Montana State Billings. They now have a 3-2 lead. There's Caden Kirschenbaum, right fielder 0 for 2. Man at first, that's Naylor. He just drove in a run. That one misses well outside. Hard grounder out to second. Manzardo, an impressive backhand. Tosses to second. They get the out there, but the damage done here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 runs score on the power of 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the top of the 6th, 3-2. Yellow Jackets leading the Wildcats here on GNAC TV. 3-2, Montana State Billings back on top as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Central Washington back at the plate. Varner, Ponce, and Lead due up here in the inning. It was a leadoff single for Nathan May, then RBI base hits for Blasak and Naylor in the bottom of 5. That got the Yellow Jackets their first lead in this game. That one fouled off to even the count 1-1 on Baba Varner Jr. Both starting pitchers have been fairly efficient. Brendan Chappell's got 69 in the books coming into this inning through 5, so he's got a couple of frames left in him pitch count wise. There's a cut and a miss by Varner, 1-2. For Logan Pierce, even a little bit better, only 63 pitches through his 5 innings of work. So looking to see some extended outings from both of these starters. 1-2. Another one fouled off. Varner's been quiet, struck out looking his last time up. 0 for 1 in 2 plate appearances today. 1-2. During the regular season, MSUB getting the better of the Wildcats, winning 6 of their 8 regular season matchups. Chopper out towards short, waiting back on it is Blasak. Throw over, beats him by a step. 1 down here in the top of the 6th.
Number 19, third baseman, Brandon Ponce.
That'll bring up Brandon Ponce. First pitch in for him. Breaking ball. Dives in for a called strike. One of the better breaking balls we've seen from Brendan Chappell today. That one will miss outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Ponce 0 for 2 with an RBI in the first. He grounded out to short. That helped Marcus Manzardo score. The Wildcats took a brief lead in that inning. MSUB responded in the bottom of 1 with a run of their own. 2-2 now the count. It stayed a 1-1 ball game until the 5th as Pierce and Chappell really dealing in those early innings. And we saw the Wildcats reclaim the lead. They run in the top of 5. Sharp scored on the RBI base hit of Justin Birch. 2-2. Count now full. Jackets responded in the bottom of 5. RBI hits from Blasak and Naylor. Payoff pitch, lifted foul back behind home and out of play. Again, it was a 5-4 win for the Jackets yesterday in their first matchup, these GNACs. Another 3-2, Ponce. High fly ball, deep left field, and he knew it off the bat. Solo home run, Brandon Ponce. It's his conference-leading 19th home run of the season. And with one swing of the bat, we're back to even at 3-3.
Number 20, left fielder, Ben Lee.
Here's Ben Lead. Brand new ball game. And we had just talked about, hadn't seen that pop from Ponce yet in this tournament. Well, there it is. That's his first home run since, well, in his last 6 games. One in for a strike on lead, 1-2. Ponce had gotten off to a really hot start. 1-2 grounded to short, and lead will be taken care of. 2 down now, and the base is empty. As Ponce had 4 home runs in his first 4 games to start the season, all against Stanislaus State in their first series. That included a 3 home run game on February 2nd. And of course, that had to come back down to earth, but he did. I meant 5 home runs, actually. 5 home runs in those first 4 games. And then he did a similar feat later in the season. He had 4 home runs in 4 games against Western Oregon, March 8th and 9th. Slow dribbler over to first, knocked down by Naylor, but he can't do anything with it. So it's going to be a fielding error on Jack Naylor. Max Bloody gets aboard to keep the inning alive. 1 on, 2 outs. Here's Andrew Sharp, 5th batter of the frame. 3-3 ball game here in Ellensburg. Pitch on the way, misses outside, ball number 1. That misses outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Just catching the edge on Sharp. Andrew Sharp, the man to break up the party and end the run of 13 consecutive retired for Brennan Chapel. He had a single and ended up scoring in the 5th. 1 hopper out to second base. Wright has it. He'll go to the bag himself. And that will end the top of the 6th. But the damage done. Solo home run, Brandon Ponce, his first of the tourney. 3-3 the ball game. We go to the bottom of 6. 3-3 ball game going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Central Washington and Montana State Billings. Ryan Jeffrey, Riker Fortier, and Caden Bertram coming up here in the inning. They continue to face Logan Pierce, now into his 6th inning of work. Chopper back to the mound. Pierce has it. He'll underhand it over to first for 1 away here in the bottom of the inning. Here's Riker, 48. 1 out, no one on. Little check swing. Nicks it foul. The line for Logan Pierce now, 5 1/3 innings of work. 3 runs allowed on 6 hits. He has walked 1 and struck out 2. And those were back-to-back strikeouts at that back in the 2nd inning. 1-1 count on 48. Watches it outside, 2-1. Doubled, stole a base, and stranded aboard in the 2nd. Fortier gets a hold of the 2-1, drives it deep to left. This one back to the wall and gone. Solo shot, Riker Fortier. Just the 2nd home run of the year for the left fielder. And just as Brandon Ponce had drawn it back to even with a homer in the top of this inning, Fortier responds. So now Riker Fortier with a 2-for-3 day, a double and a homer. It's 4-3 Jackets here in the 6th. Aiden Bertram watches a slider run away from him, ball number 1. Gets a hold of this one out in front and drives it into the Wildcat bullpen. What a big spot to hit just your 2nd home run of the year if you're Riker Fortier. Two balls, 2 strikes, now the count on Bertram. And both those homers have come in the last week for Fortier. 2-2 popped up left side of the infield. Calling for it is the shortstop, Birch. He's got it, and we've got 2 down. He hit his first homer last Friday against Central Washington back in Billings. And now here we are just 4 games later, and he hits his 2nd. This is Nathan May with 2 away and no one on. Single and a run scored for May. That came in the 5th inning. It's 4-3 Montana State Billings here in the 6th. We have seen runs in each of the last 4 half innings. (1-0), flown into center. Bleddy, plenty of time to camp underneath. He's got it, and that will do it for the bottom of 6. But a solo home run from Riker Fortier makes us a 4-3 Jacket lead here on GNAC TV. We're into inning number 7, a 4-3 ball game. Home runs aside in the 6th. Brandon Ponce did it in the top of the 6th for the Wildcats, and Riker Fortier responds in the bottom of the frame for the Jackets. So it remains a 1-run MSUB lead. First pitch in for Brady Hinkle. He flies out to right field. And we've got one down.
Number 28, PH, Logan Blank.
That'll bring up Logan Blank. One out, nobody on. Left-handed hitting designated hitter. Still dealing with Brennan Chappell on the mound, now into his 7th inning of work. He delivers called strike number 1 on Blank. For Chappell, he is just 2 outs away from matching his season high in innings pitched. Hasn't gone past the 7th this year. One lace foul, third base line. Northwest Nazarene has made the appearance here at the ballpark as they get ready for the championship game, slated for a 3 o'clock start here at Central Washington Baseball Field. 1-2 runs, low and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kick in the 2-2. Grounded out towards second, right to his left. And we've got 2 away.
Number 13, shortstop, Justin Birch.
So the Nighthawks will be anxiously watching this one, looking to see who they will be taking on later this afternoon for a GNAC title. NNU looking to make it consecutive postseason conference championships. It would be their 3rd in the last 5 years. For MSUB, if they can climb the mountain today, it'll just be their 2nd ever. Last one came in 2019 when the Yellow Jackets hoisted the trophy back at Porter Park in Portland. This is Justin Birch. He's in an 0-1 count, 2 outs, no one on. Cut and a miss. 100 pitches in the books now for Brennan Chappell. We haven't really seen anything serious going on in the MSUB bullpen. Could be seeing Chappell again for the 8th. Breaking ball will miss high, 1-2. Caught and a miss. That's strikeout number 5 on the day for Brennan Chappell. He gets through a 1-2-3 top of the 7th inning. Could we see him for the 8th? We're going to stretch it out here in Ellensburg. 4-3, Jackets leading.
Parker Pledgey.
Bottom of the 7th inning here in Ellensburg, Washington. We're into the second and final day of the 2025 GNAC Baseball Championships. And we appreciate having you along. 4-3 ball game. Montana State Billings with the lead over Central Washington. It was a one-run ball game in their matchup yesterday and shaping up to be another tight one here on this Friday afternoon. Parker Pledgey leads things off in the 7th for the Jackets. He's quickly into an 0-2 count. Again, facing Logan Pierce. Both starting pitchers into the 7th inning in this one. Breaking ball lifted down the first baseline. Sharp, just in fair territory, is there to make the catch. And we've got one down in the inning. Wildcats have started work in their bullpen. And Montana State with no one up right now. That means they'll be sending Brendan Chappell out for the 8th. Back to the top of the order with Bodie Wright. That one low and outside for a ball. Right, little dribbler back in front of the mound. Pierce has it. I believe it's going to be ruled a foul ball. Is that what we're saying here? No, okay. So he's aboard. And as you could have seen from the video, Logan Pierce opting not to make the throw over. I don't know if he lost control of the ball. We have a base runner on. Bodie Wright aboard. Here's Zach Blasak. The only thought there and how that play developed is perhaps it hit off of Wright in the batter's box. And that's why there was never an attempt over to first base. So it's an infield single for Bodie Wright, his first hit of the day in a very bizarre fashion. One on and one out. Grounder back up the middle. Manzardo knocks it down. He'll go to second. They get the force there. So lead man taken care of. Marcus Manzardo's been really outstanding defensively here today. That's 2 down and brings up Jack Naylor. Naylor having a nice little day, 2 for 3, 2 RBI. And Central Washington head coach Desi Story wants to come out and have a quick conversation, wondering if he's thinking there was an obstruction on the slide. So he's asked the umpires to come together and talk about this last one. The play in question was Blasak's hard grounder to second. Manzardo able to toss it to second. They get the lead man, and I believe the Wildcats head coach Desi Story asking them to consider calling Blasak out as well on obstruction. Now, this is the 3rd time in these GNAC championships we've had the umpires come together. And they have not overturned a call yet. I don't think it's going to happen here either. But, yeah, no, Blasak will stay aboard. Home plate umpire Cody Allenbrand's going to walk over and give the ruling to Desi Story. So coach heard what he needed to hear, and we'll get back to it. Jack Naylor's going to be the batter. We've got 2 outs, a runner at first base, and a 4-3 Montana State Billings lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pierce working from a stretch. First offering for Naylor. Grounded out to short. Birch has it, gets a man at second, and that will do it for the bottom of the 7th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left on. It remains 4-3. We're heading to the 8th here on GNAC TV. Top of the 8th inning, 4-3 ball game. Montana State with the lead over Central Washington. It's the top of the order coming up here for the Wildcats as they look for a little late rally, get this game back to even. Good place to start with Manzardo, who's 1 for 3 runs scored in this one. Again facing Brennan Chappell, who's back for his 8th inning of work. Chopper out to Bodie Wright at second. And with that out, this is the longest outing of the year for Chappell at 7 1/3. 1 down.
Number 10, Bob Varner Jr.
Brings up Bob Varner Jr. Montana State Billings has begun some work in their bullpen. Andy Evans, a right-hander, is up and loosening. For both these teams, this is win or go home. Winner of this one on to face Northwest Nazarene for the GNAC title. Bob Varner Jr. looking for his first hit today. The 1-0 in there for a called strike. 1-1. One pitch. That'll miss outside. 2 balls and a strike. Chappell from a stretch. That one fouled away. Evens the count at 2-2. A win here would be immensely helpful for MSUB's resume as they look to sneak into the West Regionals and advance to the national tournament. Grounded to third. Bledgy has it there in time. 2 down. Chappell settling back in. 6 retired in a row. Going back into the 6th inning. Here's Brandon Ponce. Homered in the 6th. That tied the game back up, but Riker Fortier immediately put the Jackets back up with a bottom of the 6th homer of his own. Ponce with a couple of ribbies in this game. Two outs and no one on as Chappell looks to make it 8 innings of work. He misses high. 1-1. That one misses just inside. 2 balls and a strike on Ponce. Hit his conference-leading 19th home run earlier in this game. A no-doubter as he stuck around home and took a peek at that one. Two one for Ponce. Fouls it back. 2-2, and now Chappell an out away from getting the Jacket defense to the 9th. Two outs, no one on, and a 2-2 count for Ponce. Got him swinging. 6 strikeouts for Brennan Chappell. If his day is done, what a doozy it's been. 4-3 Jackets. We go to the bottom of the 8th.
Number 29, leading off the bottom of the 8th, that's Kenny Kirschenberg.
Bottom of the 8th inning. 4-3 the score remains. Montana State Billings with the 1-run lead over Central Washington. They're going to be 3 defensive outs away from advancing to the GNAC championship game and a chance to add on some insurance here in the 8th. It's Caden Kirschenbaum that's leading off, the right fielder, 0-for-3 in this game. He's facing Gabe Bustamante, so Central goes to their bullpen for the first time in this one. 0-1 pitch, runs inside, 1-1. Bustamante in to relieve Logan Pierce. He goes 7 innings, 4 runs on 8 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Real solid outing in this one for Pierce, but leaves on the hook for the loss right now. Bustamante 2-2, 3.38 earned run average this season. Right-hander out of Rancho Cucamonga, California, in his senior year of collegiate ball. Last time he faced MSUB last week, 3 shutout innings of relief. Struck out 2 along the way. On the season for Bustamante, this is his 13th appearance in 16 innings. He has allowed 13 hits, struck out 10, and walked 8. 2-2 count on the leadoff man, Kirschenbaum. Runs up and in, and the count now full. This is the middle of the Jacket order coming up in the 8th. For the Wildcats, they'll have the same thing in the top of 9, down to their last 3 outs to try and keep their season alive. It'll be Lead, Bleddy, and Sharp due up. 3-2 runs low, and it's a leadoff walk for Kirschenbaum. So here's Ryan Jeffrey, man at first and nobody out. Jeffrey hitless in this one. The center fielder watches one high. Bustamante just making his second appearance against MSUB this year. Saw him on May 2nd. Now it's been it. Did not see him in their first regular season series. There are a few stretches there where he did not get in relief for a weekend series. That happened to be one of them. After a quick conversation, we'll get back to it. A 2-0 count here on Jeffrey. Bustamante having trouble finding the zone. There's a cut and a miss for strike number 1. Wind picking up just a little bit here in Ellensburg. It was quiet at noon when we got this ball game going. Two-one runs inside and hits him. So control issues for Bustamante to start the 8th. It's been a walk, a hit by pitch. Jeffrey at first, Kirschenbaum at second. A chance for some insurance here for Montana State Billings. And head coach Desi Story is not going to take any chances. He's going straight to the pen. So just 2 batters here for Bustamante before he gets yanked from this one. 4-3 our score. We'll step aside for the pitching change here in the bottom of the 8th. A little trouble for the Central Washington defense here in the bottom of the 8th. It's a 4-3 Montana State Billings lead. A walk and a hit by a pitch have put 2 on, and it was a quick outing for Gabe Bustamante. He just faces 2 batters and exits responsible for 2 base runners aboard. Riker 48 is the batter. Dakota Todd, the new pitcher on the mound. The Nevada Wolfpack transfer a product of Reno himself. His first pitch for Fortier. Bunts one foul down the third baseline. Ponce diving for it, can't get there. It'll just land for a long strike, number one. Todd comes in 1-0 record, 2.35 ERA this season. This is just the third time we've seen him this year. He's made one start and one appearance out of the bullpen previous to today. And dealing with a hitter who has been so good in this one. 48, 2 for 3 with a double and a homer. And he comes in with 2 on and nobody out, trying to keep this a one-run ball game. Bunt shown again, put down to Ponce. They'll go for the lead man, and they've got him. They try to go back to first to double him up, can't get there. So Kirschenbaum taken off the base path. They get him at third. Nice defensive maneuver there from the Wildcat infield to keep it a first and second situation. We've got one down now, and Caden Bertram, the batter. Chopper down the third baseline, foul, they say, as Bertram will come back in an 0-1 count. It's been an interesting season for Dakota Todd. He threw 7 innings on February 2nd against Stanislaus State. Just allowed 2 runs and struck out 5 in that ball game. Really solid outing. Didn't throw again until April 19th. He threw 2/3 of an inning. And then this is his first outing since then. Bertram awaits the 0-1. That runs inside, evens the count. Two on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Big opportunity for both of these sides, for the Jackets to extend a 4-3 advantage, for the Wildcats to keep it tight and give themselves a chance in the top of the 9th, when they will be sending Ben Lead, Max Bleddy, and Andrew Sharp up. 2-1. Catches the outside edge, 2-2. There's double barrel action in the Central Washington bullpen in case another arm is needed. Already on their second pitcher of the inning. 2-2, lifted down the left field line off the bat of Bertram. This one deep, and it's gone. How about that for some insurance? A 3-run home run off the bat of Caden Bertram. Second home run of the game for the Yellow Jackets. For Bertram, that is his 4th home run of the season. And it's now a 7-3 lead. So MSUB really gives themselves some cushion going to the 9th. And the home plate umpire, Cody Allenbrand, takes one here, so we'll step aside quickly here during this injury timeout. The home plate umpire, Cody Allenbrand, a little shook up, but we'll get back to action. We just had a 3-run home run from Caden Bertram to make this a 7-3 Montana State Billings lead. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 out and nobody on. The batter, Nathan May. That one fouled off on the first base side. And runs the count 1-1. May in this game, 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. High chopper to third. Ponce gets him by half a step. 2 down in the inning. And again, no one up in the MSUB pen right now. Andy Evans was up earlier. I am not positive we're going to be seeing Evans or Chappell come back for the 9th. Here's Parker Bledgy with 2 outs and no one on. He takes a strike on the inner half. Kicking the 0-1, grounded out to Shorts. Birch to send us to the 9th. And indeed it does. 3-run score on the 3-run home run of Caden Bertram. It's 7-3 Jackets. We're heading to the 9th. Brennan Chappell allowed to come back for the 9th. 7-3 the score. Montana State Billings with the lead over Central Washington. It's got some great insurance off the bat of Caden Bertram with his 3-run homer. First pitch from Chappell into Ben Lead, grounded to third. Bledgy puts him away on 1 pitch. That was pitch number 115 from Brennan Chappell in this one, who has now blown his previous season high in innings pitched down to the water. And he's got 2 more outs to send MSUB to the championship game. Here's Max Bleddy. 1 out and no one on. First pitch in for a strike. Bleddy hitless today, 0 for 3, but did have an air reach in the 6th. A lot of work to be done here for the Wildcats to keep their season alive. They're down to their last 2 outs. And that catches him in the back. So a hit by pitch will put a man aboard. Chappell does have Andy Evans up in the pen, and he's been up a couple times now. I would imagine his arm's got to be hot at this point. He's just ready to rock. This is Andrew Sharp up 1 on and 1 out. They're going to see if Chappell can't get through this one. It would be the 2nd complete game we've seen of these GNACs if he can do it. Sharp grounder past a diving Naylor into right field. Bleddy heads for third. He's in safely. men on the corners. That's just the 5th hit of the game for Central Washington. Here's Brady Hinkle. Little life here in the top of the 9th for the Wildcats. He takes one high and away, 1-0. Hinkle watches another one miss, 2-0. The line right now for Brennan Chappell, it has been 8 1/3 innings of work. He's allowed just 3 runs on 5 hits. He has struck out 6. He has hit 2 batters, but not issued a walk in this game. 2-0. Lifted into center field. Coming in on it is Jeffrey. He's there. He makes the catch. Tagging and heading home is Bleddy. So Hinkle picks up another RBI. It's now a 3-run ball game at 7-4. So we're going to have a pinch hitter. This is Noah Juarez to hit in the spot of Logan Blank. The line for Blank in this one, he goes 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Juarez, left-handed hitting pinch hitter. A senior from Salem, Oregon. Two outs and a runner at first base. Juarez takes it high and outside. 2-0 now the count. Juarez, .267 average this season. Just his 13th appearance of the year. 2-0. That drops in for a strike. 2-1. Chappell trying to make it a complete game. Grounder back up the middle. Right. Back behind second. Can't get there. It's into center. So the inning continues for the Wildcats. It looks like we're going to see a pinch runner for Juarez as Desi Story points to the dugout, and out will pop Jake Felton. So Juarez does his job. He comes in, gets a pinch hit single. Felton will take his spot at first. It's Andrew Sharp at second. And the tying run will come to the plate. It's Justin Birch, the shortstop. Birch swings on his first pitch and fouls one off. Birch homered yesterday, a 2-run dinger against Northwest Nazarene, in what turned into a 6-3 Wildcat win. Birch on the ground to third. Bledgy has it. He'll go to the bag himself, and that is that. Montana State Billings hangs on. A late rally from the Wildcats in the 9th, but a 7-4 win for the Yellow Jackets, and our championship game is set. It's going to be number 2 MSUB taking on number 1 Northwest Nazarene to decide a 2025 champion. Brennan Chappell throws a complete game in this one to get the Jackets to the championship game. It's going to be a 3 p.m. first pitch here in Ellensburg, so about 55 minutes. We hope you'll join us then. Thank you for joining us for this one. Again, the final score, 7-4. Montana State Billings holds off Central Washington here on GNAC TV.